Greetings and salutations. We're back, and we're going through this Wolf Brothers Den dungeon here. Let me show you this on the map. It's right up here in the corner. I'm just farming some. What is this shit called? It's the green ingot, Eldurium. I'm so sick of made up names. Eldurium. Been farming some of this stuff, and I'm recording this video because I keep running across scenarios where when I get to that last chest, it's empty. So I haven't died yet, but I realized I probably ran through this thing like 15, 20 times, but I realized there's a sequence that happens when um, you get a couple of these wolf brothers, and they all have this knockdown effect. And when you get more than a couple, your thrall is this permanent like knockdown, 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 knockdown. And it kind of like, I realize it's a challenge, but in the same stance, it kind of gets to where it's like, okay, knockdown effect, I gotcha. Like, don't get more than three, and it's limited gameplay experience. And I think they need a secondary creature type in here because it's really kind of sterile, especially when you have to run these over and over and over. You realize how sterile it is when you're fighting the same monsters with the same knockdown mechanic, and then they pin the guy in the corner, and it's just like it becomes a loop of let's see if he knocks him down. I realize there's no lighting here. Okay, and it just that, and they badly need a to kind of put a little bit more. I'm going to use the word I hate the most, diversity. Um, but they need a little bit more. I'm trying to think of the right word. A little bit more. So when you come in here and there's like the three guys in here, and you come into this room and there's the three wolf brothers in here, and you're like yada yada yada, right? And then uh and you go in the next room and there's another three wolf brothers, and you go in the next room and there's another three wolf brothers, and so you basically go through 8 to 9 rooms with the same. And I could just run through all this stuff. I mean, that is definitely within the options or the table, but I'm trying to level my guy up, and I was trying to think, what out of existing assets, what could be the guy that they put, what would be the other monster. And I know there's like 3 tiers of monsters. There's the easier one, the harder one, and the boss at the end. And I realize that, but it's all kind of the same. I mean, they're all the same mechanics. Um, it really needs another monster type. Like, so when you go into these rooms that have 3 monsters, um, it could be like one wolf and 2 of his little minions that are beholden to him. And they could actually be humanoids. They could be wolves that haven't turned yet, and that actually might be a better solution, because then you could get your thrall. I mean, you could get your hearts that you needed to support your deities. Your deity shrines, like your poison arrows and your Mitra Yonk and all that stuff. Because right now, currently, with the current shrines, the big issue is you've kind of neutered the religion system on this map of Seth, this Isles of Seth. You've really neutered the religion system. So I think you could um, really kind of fix 2 problems at once, instead of running into every room that's got 3 of the exact same monsters. If you mixed up the archetype a little bit to where it was like one that's already transformed, and then 2 that are not quite they're in their human form, or maybe it's just one. So at least, because here we go, so the exact same thing, and I'll see if I can get this guy into a knockdown loop as well. So I'm just gonna run through here, right? I'm just gonna run through here, get a little rubber band there. I'm gonna drink some water, which is nice. Run through here, get them all aggroed up. Okay, I don't know why he's standing there. Okay, and then this is going to be a disaster, but um, we'll see how this goes. I'm hoping OBS is recording, because I've been having some big. See, he's knocked down, he gets up, knocked down, he gets up. Let's see. He switched weapons. Okay, he's knocked down, he gets up. and it's just a little the it's I mean it's a viable animation. The knockdown is a viable animation, but the problem is it's it, it's almost like, I don't want to say poor level design, because it's not. It's a great level, but it's just excessive. Like, he's like, knockdown, get up, knockdown, get up, knockdown, and it's like 8 in a row knockdowns. You're like, okay, I get it. I get it. These guys have knockdown, and you're like, okay, do I really want to play this dungeon where I have to listen to that crap, or do I just going to go to the snake dungeon and fight the same difficulty monster and not have my guy get knocked down 48 times? Um, but I think to kind of close this out back to its original game kind of concept is there needs to be more monster variety in this dungeon, and I think a solution is they can be the pre-transformed. They're still in their human form. They can even be like in between. I think there's a few assets in the game that are like the wolves that haven't transformed. They're like in the mid process of transforming, and I think a few, and if you could still use your skinny knife from set and get the hearts, I think that would improve the game so much. So that way you could still do your deity thing, you could still farm and do your outfits and get your gas mask from the deities. Because right now the surges are just not worth it. The surges are the wild surges. You go and you kill your 5 guys. You run all the way across the map. You have to maneuver around some d-bag who has built to try to like block in the surge, so it's his personal surge. And then you do the 5, and you're like, okay, I got 5. By the time you get back, 1 is expired. Of the hearts, it's like 1 is expired. Okay, now I got 4 hearts, and it's just not worth it. And for initially, for a couple of trained crafters, you get your tier 1 crafters to kind of get going. I haven't done a wild surge in probably 2 weeks. I think this has been out 2 weeks. I didn't did it initially. Did it for the first couple of days, and I've just been farming the souls. And I have a few issues with the souls, and I've been doing kind of some testing to get my head wrapped around the time. So I've kind of realized that there's a meta tied in with the souls. Like, you have to build structures, and I haven't been building any structures. I haven't had too much luck with that, but I have found where the dragons spawn on the map, and so I've been killing those. But usually I only get 1 or 2 of the purples, the graders, and then I'll have 1,000 or 900 of the regular souls, the ones that are like turquoise. And it takes me so long to feed the shrine, or the surge machine, that I almost don't have enough time to do the wild surge. And I kind of think they need to speed up the uh, the mechanic, or maybe have it to where you can craft the lessers into the normals, and then the normals into the greater through the alchemy bench. Like, maybe you can add some kind of sub requirement like ash, and so when you take the mediums, to because it literally takes 35 minutes or 40 minutes to feed all those normal souls, 1,000 of those normal souls into the machine, and you've burned up the entire day. And I've actually had 2 occasions where it's actually popped and locked me out because I couldn't get the souls in there in time, and the storm cycle already started for the next day. And I realize this has segued away quite a bit from the difficulty of the dungeon, but it's kind of one of those things where there's a few issues with this map, and I do enjoy it. I would like to see a little bit of rain and storm running. Now, you got the tornado. I would like to see rain cycles and a water barrel added, but that's a different topic. I do like the 14 dungeons. I do like the kind of the grindiness of it. Um, I'm gonna continue this until I get to the end here, and you can see I lost my pants. Um, and I just got this. I've been I have farmed. I must have farmed for the entire week to save up 1,000. I had a friend help me to do the shrine, and I was able to get a berserker out of the deal. And so here's this one's got the gold crest. Let's see if this gives me axe of the berserker, bonus health. Take. I do like how they disappear. The art department with Funcom, this is really good, really really good. They That's probably one of the best visually, one of the best immersive games that I've played. I've played so many different titles, and the art. I played a bunch of Ark, a bunch of Atlas, and the art style is. I need like a flashlight. Holy, some ichor there. Then I just kind of running through. I'm trying to level this guy up. That's why I'm killing everything. I'm mixed. I'm really mixed about the perks. I've noticed that on all my thralls, I've been just getting loaded down with survival, and I kind of wish I could feed them food to lead them into a perk because it's just so random at this point. It doesn't matter what you feed them, and it's like I don't know if it's programmed to where it creates this playability loop to where it trashes all your perks, and so you have to get another thrall to try to and level them up to try to get another, which is fine. I'm all for the playability loop. This guy's wigging out bad. Um, but the issue is if there's like no control over it. Oh, I'm overloaded. There's no control over it all. Ooh, the glowing eyes is a nice touch. Let me get this guy right here. I realize you can't see anything on camera. Let me put some of these. Let's see if there's a stone. Yeah, and I'm almost done with this. Let's see if there's anything back here. Yep, there is a chest. Run this guy. Oh, two chests. Two chests. So far, that's like my best source of. I've also kind of noticed too that I generally have to use the weapon that they came with when I put them on the wheel because some of them don't want to go through their combos correctly. They ultimately just keep doing like the quick attack. They'll do quick attack, quick attack, quick attack, quick attack, and so I got to put the two-handed sword back on them in order for them to roll through their combo. Um, and so to get the damage, and the cripples or the sunders out of them. Otherwise they kind of. I've been having that issue with the two-handed axe. Let's get this guy over here. I do really like, I have this wish list that I've put together. I put it on a playlist, and about a year and a half ago, I went through, and I don't know why these guys are wigging out like that. I don't know if you could catch that, but they were like, it's almost like they're clipping out of the ground. I don't really know what that was about. Laid all. Okay, let's load the rhino up. I figured out that the rhino, you can just haul the rhino with you through the process and get rid of this stuff. I never use this stuff. I don't need any demon blood. Okay, I'll put the rope right here. I'll put this right here. Okay, a little inventory management. But yeah, I have this wish list that I've been doing. Things that I've kind of talked about and discussed, and through lots of playtime. And I've noticed that some of it's been enacted. I noticed that the thrall menu has been enacted. I've noticed a couple other things, but the one thing that hasn't been updated is I'd like to see cages still. I'd like to see cages that you could put players and thralls into, and I'd also like to see. See, and here we go into another room with three more. What are these worgans? I think is what they're technically known as. And yeah, here's 1, 2, 3, and I think there's one in here. Oh, there's a chest. Yeah, let me eat some food. But that's definitely not the food. Okay, but yeah, let me put weapon on. So I'm the Slayer of No Pants. Slayer of No Pants. But I'm pretty happy with the Thrall, the AI. I can definitely tell. I was bitching big time about the AI being super subpar, and I can admittedly I can tell a big difference in the AI. And the addition of adding some attack commands has been pretty substantial. I definitely appreciate the work that's been put into that because it does improve the overall gameplay pretty significant. So I got to give them props for that. Um, it seems like the monster AI has improved quite a bit. Um, I can definitely tell that the monster AI has gotten better. Ooh, he just was like, do you see that hard U-turn he did? Um, and let's go get this guy over here. You always got to kill the ads first. Any game in 101 is always kill ads first. He's like yelling in the face of the rhino. You see that? He just was like, smell my bad breath. Smell my bad breath. Okay. Okay, now this guy will shred. And the art style on this boss working is fantastic too. With the red, like he looks like he just roided it out. Like he took some super serum, soldier serum, kind of very nicely done. He's definitely done his pact with the devil. Definitely. Let's see if I can block his attack. Boom, right there. Very nice. Very, very nice. I'd also like to see difficulties added to these dungeons. I know they have a base level of like some of them, like the Goblin, I think is a base level of 20. I would like when you clicked on the dungeon door, you could pick the difficulty level, and based off the difficulty level would be your degree of reward. And I think that would take a little bit of filtering for the reward system, but it would give the players another reason to continue to run these assets because the difficulty level, it doesn't scale with your item level or your item assets, or your, what am I trying to say? As you get better equipment, you move into the exceptional and flawless, and you have a little bit more armor damage, and you're not wearing pants, right? Because that's the ultimate arc of power, is not wearing pants. Um, okay, here's a moment of truth. Here's a moment of truth. See the seal. I thought the seal lit up. I thought the seal. Okay, I'm opening it. I'm opening it. Let's see. And it's empty. It's empty. I'm glad that this was actually. I mean, I'm kind of flustered that I didn't get anything, but I'm glad that this did that, so I could properly capture it on OBS. Now, hopefully, OBS will not be completely frame skipping like it normally does, and I'm able to capture this experience. Um, but I didn't die. I didn't went through the whole dungeon. A little recap: I went through the whole dungeon and I didn't die. Um, yeah, I killed every monster that I was aware of. Um, I don't know why the loot isn't showing up in the main chest. I can't think of any reason. Before I thought it was tied to me dying in the dungeon. Um, you think maybe it's tied to the storm outside? I don't know. And let's see. Let's check these. Yep, we got some loot in there. Let's check this one. Yep. And I looted. I used the key. Let's try this again. No. No. Let's try it. Maybe it's like not loading. Or maybe it's like a bad link to a loot table. Yeah. Okay. And let's go outside, and we'll go outside and we'll see what and I really, the new pieces I like. Okay. The storm's still going on, and the door, see the door? I would like to see, when you go to click this door, I would like to see an option, like a rune. Maybe they have like this little cog that you would turn, to match up a series of runes, and based off your rune selection, would change the difficulty of the monsters inside the dungeon. So it'd be all the existing assets, but it would be like this Indiana Jones style of wheel that you click, and you have to like select a combination for the difficulty. Like it would just be, and that would kind of set your loot that you got based off the difficulty. And could be these symbols that are on the door, kind of thing. It'd be like in a cryptic lock. And I'm not suggesting you change the dungeon. I'm just saying that you change the difficulty and the reward. Uh, and maybe a little bit more diversity. Like the other dungeons, like the snake dungeon, they have the little snake guys and they have the big snake guys, and that kind of works, right? This one just has the worgans, and I know some of those worgans are like a worgan plus, but they're still the same worgan. I mean, they still have the same visual appearance and the same. I mean, I can't even tell the difference. And I know some of the bat dungeons are the same way. There needs to be a little bit more variety in the um, monster types in these dungeons, and they can use just put some humanoids in there. Put some humanoids in there. That way, like I said earlier, you don't neuter the religious system. All right, thank you for watching. Hopefully, OBS caught this, and feedback is always welcome. Let me shut this off.